So a cop planting drugs in a woman's car.
Jackson County Sheriff Lou Roberts asked the Florida Department of Law Enforcement to open an investigation into one of his deputies. After a further probe, Zachary Wester, an officer with the department since 2016, was said to be planting drugs in cars.
A grandmom bred an old woman, and now the woman faces charges, or back then the woman faces charges, right? Could be jailed.
Don't worry for me.
Criminal charge against her name. Then there are some other crimes, lesser crimes, right? She committed a crime. Supposedly the cop must have charged her for possession of drugs. On the other hand, you have women criminals who drove prior to 2018 in Saudi Arabia. It was a crime, right, to drive in Saudi Arabia. So those are other type of criminal charges. Then you have the whole gay situation, right? You could be a gay in your Western country, that's fine. But let's say you're being a gay in Saudi Arabia, then there could be criminal prosecution. Now the point over here is right or wrong. Who is right and who is wrong? Does that matter? What matters is once you have a crime on your name, intentional or unintentional, right? The woman, the grandmom, didn't expect that she was going to be a criminal. Suddenly, bad luck or whatever it is, unintentionally she turns out to be a criminal until, luckily in her case, they found out the situation, the cop was charged, and then finally she was set free. But still there was nonetheless that whole experience that she had gone through. She didn't plan for this. What happens is once you have a crime on your name, right? Let's say you're being a gay or being a woman driving, whatever it is, right? Whatever it is, once one country or one jurisdiction where you resided puts that crime on your name, you're no longer eligible to get passports. You're no longer eligible to get more residencies and citizenships. That's why a lot of people talk about, hey, you have a lot of criminals in this area, and a lot of criminals will be trying to approach you. Is it safe, unsafe? Absolute bullshit. Criminals are people, right? Those women who probably are criminals who drove, or that grandmom who was an ex-criminal, or let's say gays, if they are charged of crime in Saudi Arabia. These are humans, these are people. Even if they are criminals, they're humans, right? They need representation. Now, this is the whole extremity, right? This is, let's say this is on the Saudi Arabian side. Now, if you look at the Western side, there are a few people who, let's say they filed their taxes incorrectly, make some mistakes, whatever it is, sometimes could lead to crime, right? Now, those are criminals as well. Whether they feel they're right or wrong, whether there's some citizenship-based stuff going on with them. At the end of the day, once you have charged of a crime, whether you think it's right or wrong, if your country is right or wrong, that is irrelevant. You no longer get these passports. Once you have this benefit beforehand, right? Let's say that you aren't a criminal yet. You never know when you could turn into a criminal, right? The world views you as a criminal, and then no one wants to give you passports, no citizenships, no jobs, none of that stuff for you. Before that happens, you got to prep yourself, and that is the time. This is the time to collect all these options, and these options are not for criminals. These options are for regular people, so that once the bad time starts, you have your protections in place. And protections are needed when, let's say you have all of these options, right? Let's say you go to your plan B country, you're safe and secure, you're in a different jurisdiction, you can sit and fight and clear yourself from there, and then you can return back to your home country if you still believe in it. If not, you're happy away, right? You have your rights. A lot of these Western countries give asylum to people. They are fleeing prosecution from their home country. According to their home country, they're criminals, but they get that asylum in the Western country. Likewise, let's say the whole tax situation or whatever it is, if you feel that you're a victim of financial terrorism, let's say your state is promoting financial terrorism and you're a victim, do you have asylum? Does a third world country give asylum for financial crime victims? No, they don't. So that is where you got to think about this ahead of time, prep yourself, and this is the time. There's some great opportunities. There's some 193 countries in the world, more or less, right? Add a few here and there. New countries come up all the time. The point I'm making is a lot of these countries don't have dual citizenship. Citizenship is not easy in places like Japan, China, etc. Some places you absolutely want to run away. You don't want those citizenships. But there are at least 50 countries with residency permits and citizenships, and I talk about most of them. We try to establish attorneys in almost every country that we talk about. So this is the time, and I know the clients get this, but this is the high time in this complex world that every person understands the importance of having these residencies and citizenships in place. So when the bad time strikes, your plan B, plan C is in place, you're safe, you have the confidence, you can survive. And if you're interested in any of the residencies, my channel covers tons of options. You can always learn more from practical experiences from our advanced members. You can always join advanced membership, and the moment you are ready to take the next step, which is to start your residency, which can then lead to citizenship or a direct citizenship option. If you don't have the time, you can always click the link, book a call with us. We can discuss your unique circumstances and get you started with the most appropriate residency and citizenship combination based on where you are, right? Let's say you're from the West, then you want diversification. You don't want another Western country to add more headaches, whether it's tax related or anything else. They coordinate, right? They share, they are the same. So you want something different. That is called diversification. Wealth diversification, legal diversification are the two very important things, and tax optimization. You want to pay low taxes, you have those options. So you're looking at the other side, right? And you want taxation is one option. Security and safety is another option. The point is having diversification on the other side. But let's say you're from the other side. Let's say you're from the Gulf, Dubai, and I get tons of clients from Dubai who are on poor passports. The countries are good, their passports are poor, but they want diversification on the Western side. So you want to add some Western options. Maybe you have children, a lot of Muslim people from Pakistan in the Gulf. They're looking for a better education, a Western system for their children. So that's the other use case where people are trying to get diversification there. So people from the West need diversification in, let's say, the Africas, the Middle East, or Asia even. And people from the other side are looking for Western diversification. The point is you got to have more options for the bad times. All right, I hope you liked this video. If you did, give me a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on any new programs that I cover. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up and catch you in the next one.